Before we get started, I just wanted to say I don't even know if Coach is still on. Like, Coach, that was encouraging to hear from you to say that. Just looking back at 2016, 2017, being in Miami with Kenny, like to hear a head coach say that, man, you don't know how much value that speaks. So I just want to say, as a man personally, thank you. You hit on all the points, and it means a lot. As a young African American male in this country, it means a lot. So thank you, Coach.
Awesome. We'll kick it off with some questions now, and we will start with Mark Berman. There's going to be some awkward pauses. Just I apologize in advance, but Mark, I'm trying to unmute you here.
See if I can get a little bit more light.
A little more light.
Can you hear me, Amy?
I can.
Yeah.
Just a second. Okay.
Okay.
We're good now. Go ahead, Mark.
Michael, welcome back to Houston. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Michael, first, Jay, some thoughts about coming back to play in your hometown and the fact, if you could go through a little bit of the background on why I know you've been through some tough times of late, why you're dedicating this season to your family.
Oh, yeah, man. One, coming back to play for Houston, I can't even really fully explain it, but it was like I never even thought that this would be a dream come true for me until I actually signed. And just seeing all the love and appreciation I got from my family, friends I grew up with, people who might have known me just from, following my career from when I was, even was playing at Nimitz. I mean, it was overwhelming. And then it just started to hit me like, wait, I'm going to really get a chance to play for the hometown team, man. So, get a chance to help this team win. So, one, it's overwhelming. I'm super excited for it, try to bring wins to this town. I know how much the Texans mean to the city of Houston. Houston, the culture that we have here, everybody's ride or die for them. So, I mean, I'm excited to, help bring, that joy to the fans and to the city of Houston. Dedicating this season to my family because we were going through a lot of hardships these last few years. We lost my sister, Nzinga Thomas. She was only a year and 3 months older than me, to breast cancer last September. And we were still mourning, but it was tough for me because I wasn't here in Houston with my family. I came down for the funeral, but had to leave and go back to New York, and that was tough. Seeing the hurt, and they're still dealing with my mom, who has been struggling really my whole career with post-stroke symptoms. She had early Alzheimer's disease. It was just tough. In the last probably 2 years, it took a turn for the worse, and she ended up passing away a couple months ago. And we buried her the day before Mother's Day, and that's that's been tough. But to actually be here with my family in Houston, I think that's going to be something that helps the healing process. And I'm going to dedicate this season to them, man. Everything that I can do to help with my family cope with it, and I know by playing in Houston, that's going to bring them joy just to be around me, to be around everything, man. And I'm going to use this season to uplift my family.
Thank you, Michael. John McClain.
Yes, Michael, welcome back to town. Since George Floyd was murdered in Minneapolis, behind the scenes, you and your new teammates or you and your former teammates, what has it been like for you guys having to communicate with Zoom and smartphones and all that? What's it been like behind the scenes since this started after he was killed?
First, I'd say there's so many teammates, ex-teammates, current teammates who have reached out to each other, just showing support. Those especially who aren't African American and aren't Black, to see them reach out to myself or players that they know have been trying to use their voice or their platforms to speak out against police brutality, trying to speak for justice. I mean, that's been heartfelt. That's been touching because I know it's genuine. To see the players behind the scenes, like Kenny Stills, myself, we can't be face to face all the time. It's like, look, bro, like there's a march today. These people are speaking. Do you want to help speak? Do you want to, just be a part of it, be a part of the hurt and the healing process, and just being with the people? Like that's been what it's like behind the scenes. Everybody reaching out to each other, showing love, showing support, and just saying, what can we do to help lean in on it? And it's really, especially for the current players for the Texans, especially, I'm new, so I'm getting a chance to learn everybody and meet everybody for the first time, but it's virtually. It's been a great process because even though we can't be face to face, we're still trying to build that bond.
DB?
Hi, Michael. Welcome to Houston. You coming back to Houston and giving the commencement address for your former high school. What did that mean, and what were some of the words that you gave to those kids out there? Was there anything, especially in light of everything going on right now?
Oh, definitely. One, it was a huge honor for them to, ask me to speak to not just my high school, but the whole, school district for the 2020 graduates. It's an honor for me just, 12 years since I graduated from Nimitz to be asked to come back and speak. Like for me, I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. And just to have all the students want me to come back and speak, I was like, man, let me try to address them and speak on with everything that's going on. And I just let them know, like, look, y'all are facing something that nobody else has faced in our lifetime. But don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like, oh, you're missing out, on just something great, because you'll be remembered forever. Like this 2020 class, there'll never be another graduating class like you. And use this. Talk when you go on to your interviews and you're writing your papers and stuff for either your college or you're applying for jobs. Speak on this experience. Speak on the adversity that you've had, that you faced, even trying to finish your senior year, to try to graduate, to try to still create memories with your last couple months, even though you couldn't be face to face with your friends. Speak on those experiences, because I trust me, people want to hear your story, and people will probably be willing to help you or hire you because they know you faced adversity and overcame something. So that's what I tried. The message I tried to portray to them or get to them. And I think they received it well. And, I always got love for Aldi, and I always come back and do my summer camps. I speak to the kids all the time, and they received it well.
We have that video of Michael's speech, and we'll be putting that out later today, and you're free to use it however you like in conjunction with your recording. So, Aaron, you're up.
Thank you. Morning, Mike.
Morning. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, how you doing? Mike, when you play special teams, what's it like, if you could kind of take everyone through it, who hasn't covered a kickoff, covered a punt, to do what you do and done so well, to be an all-decade special teams performer, just that kind of the breakdown, what it's like to run down and to beat these blocks, make these tackles in the open field?
Man, so I think I mentioned it to you before, Aaron. It takes a different mentality. One, you're going down there, you're going against a bunch of guys that might be their only job, to go out there and try to block you for the whole game, right? So, you got to be fast, you got to be strong, but you also got to use your mind and understanding, like, look, this guy that's probably returning the ball when I'm coming to punt or kick, it's probably like a Tyreek Hill. It's probably like a Hardman. It's probably like somebody who's very fast, very gifted and talented. So I got to, one, defeat my block. I got to get in position to even make an open field tackle. Open field tackles are super hard. And then I got to find a way to get him down. But, just understanding that was going to be my ticket, Aaron, to playing in a long time in the NFL, to have a long longevity and a long career. I understood I had to perfect that craft. And I didn't just want to do it to be one of the guys out there. Like, no, I want to master it. I want to be one of the best. And I know I can play on defense. I can contribute in any type of role, whatever the team needs me to do. But if I can perfect that craft and make tackles all the time, putting myself in position, feeding off of my teammates, and I'm gonna love being out there with Scarlett, with Pete, AJ Moore, being out there with those guys now, because they did it at a high level last year. I'm gonna try to continue to do it this year, man. So just putting myself in position to make those tackles and feeding off my teammates.
Sarah Barshaw?
Hi, Michael. Anthony Weaver's in his first year as defensive coordinator. What is he's had to do this all over Zoom. What has he done in those Zoom calls or in these meetings to make it easier on you guys and help him even in this first year?
Man, it's been an adjustment for all of us, but I think Coach Weave has handled it great. He's been very, open about, hey, look, we're all adjusting to this, but there's no excuses for it. Like, we're all gonna make these adjustments. We expect y'all to still learn it. We expect y'all to be engaging, speak with each other while we're on here. He allows us to clown around like we're still in the locker room, like we're still in the team meetings, to get on each other, to hold each other accountable. And we even do quizzes, on an app called Kahoot, to make sure, like, hey, guys, we're going to see right now in front of everybody who knows it, who knows their information, and it keeps it fun, it keeps it fresh. And it's been a great experience. And I've learned a lot being, new coming into this defense, and you wouldn't even be able to tell that this is his first time being at DC. He's handled it well. I think guys responded so well. Guys are excited to play for him.
David Nuno?
Michael, you touched on it when you first started talking, but can give me a little bit of the temperature of the NFL. Hearing Coach O'Brien right now speak so passionately for what's going on in the world, what that means to a new player coming to a familiar city, obviously, but just the temperature of the NFL today as opposed to when all of this conversation started a couple years back.
Right. Yeah. Even Coach Brian said it. This is like the first time me and him have kind of like met face to face. You know, we see each other on the Zoom call. So to be new and them understanding my background, you know, what I've done in the past for social justice and, you know, being taking a knee with Kenny back in Miami, be new here and hearing Coach O'Brien say that compared to what we've heard in the past couple of years when we tried to use our voices in our platform to speak about these social injustices and unjust murders, the police brutality. I mean, it's so encouraging because now it's like I don't feel like I have to hide who I am. I don't have to suppress my anger, my frustration, which coincides with the rest of the Black and African American community that's been going on for, like he said, over 400 years. Traumatized of seeing videos after video, murder after murder, pleading for justice, pleading for, just empathy. And now it's like, okay, the temperature has changed, the tones have changed. You can hear it in their statements. I think I was not expecting Bill O'Brien to be that thorough, to be that spot on with all the comments he made. And I mean, he touched on everything. I don't even know if I could have said it better today, right now in this setting, with everything he said. And that means a lot as a young African-American man playing in the NFL. It's encouraging. I think he touched on something else that's very important, the admitting when you're wrong, admitting the wrongs that have been done. I think that we've all asked for change and real change in the NFL. And from 2016 till now, we see that with these new statements. But we're probably going to still have to have a conversation about what happened 2016, 17, 18, and 19 with the players who have protested in the past. I think people are still going to call for at the very least, a conversation about that and how players were treated when they tried to do this the first go around. But the great thing about it is, and I want to emphasize that, is we wanted real change, and I think we're getting to that place now. And it's encouraging to hear Coach Bill O'Brien speak the way he speak, the Texans speak the way they speak, and the rest of the NFL seems like they're echoing the same message.
Drew?
Hey, Michael, welcome home. And congrats also on the Ira Hall Award you recently won. You're welcome. It's given for leadership and giving back. And how have you evolved from maybe your days back at Nimitz through now? I mean, how have you changed as a leader as far as what you've done in the world and in the community?
I'll say this, even back at Nimitz, I got to attribute a lot of me being involved in the community to my mom. That's something she preached all the time, education and being, a community leader. And I think the way I've evolved is understanding that as a student athlete at that time, and to now a professional athlete, my voice probably carried a little bit more weight than the other students. And as a professional, it's carrying a little bit more weight than a regular, not a regular, but a non-professional athlete, citizen. And I have a duty in my mind, this is where I was raised from my mom, to speak out if there's social issues that are going on and they need addressing, because people listen to us. Regardless if we're talking about cancer awareness or, anti-bullying and stuff like that, our voices amplify those causes. So when it comes to social justice issues, our voices can amplify them as well. And I saw that how I've evolved was, okay, I never saw myself as an activist, but when it came time for athletes to step up and use their voice and use their platform to speak on this, I was doing it because I thought that was the right thing to do. And that was just who I am because of who my mom raised me to be. And so that's probably how I evolved on that front. And with education, I mean, that's something my mom instilled in all her kids, all of us growing up. And I think that's a great way for anybody, an athlete or non-athlete, to have upward mobility in life. So giving out those scholarships, always speaking about SAT, ACT prep, financial literacy, those are the type of things that I will continue to do, even probably after my career is over with, because I know that that's what's going to help these kids who grew up in the same communities I grew up in the Aldine area, and, neighboring cities in Houston. That's what's going to help them have upward mobility, and it's going to carry them a long way regardless if they're playing sports or not.
Great. Kim Davis?
Hi, Michael. Welcome back to Houston, and I am sorry for your loss. So thank you for being here. My question is twofold. You talked about how great it is to see the way Coach O'Brien in the NFL is kind of coming full circle after the last couple of years. One of the things I think is concerned people is that it's as though the National Football League does not want to mention the name Colin Kaepernick, which is where this play started. I want you to speak to that, and also, even today, with all the work that you do, all the accolades, your background, just some of the concerns you have just moving around the space of this country as a Black man. If you could address those.
Absolutely. And I think those are two great questions. One, it has to be addressed, and players feel it, and before it it was frowned upon to speak on this topic about Colin. We saw what happened to Colin. We saw what happened to other players, including myself, who used their voice, their platform, who might have taken a knee and were no longer on teams that were traded, cut, released, not signed, as in Colin's case. And players felt like, okay, I got to make a decision. And unfortunately, that's how it was, or that's how it is. And now you see it come back full circle. The statements, and they're powerful. I hear Coach Bill O'Brien speak. It's powerful. Other coaches have done the same. But we have to address, if this is how we truly feel moving forward, which is great, we want to see real change, we have to address at some point the players who tried to speak on this before, and I'm trying to use the right word, persecuted or exiled, whatever you want to say, for doing the same thing that we're saying we care about now. Players are going to call for that conversation to happen because the people are going to call for that conversation to happen. We can't just act like it didn't happen, right? So that's to answer the first part. I hope that answers the first part. And the second part of the question is, as a young African American male, playing in the NFL or not, but just right now, not just me speaking for Mike Thomas, it's frustrating to say, I chose to take a knee back in 2016 and 2017 with Kenny in Miami, and we wanted to shed light on these situations. And back then, it was a back-to-back unjust murders of Philando Castile and Alton Sterling in probably like less than 24 hours, right? And that's what sparked me saying, look, I don't care. I didn't have a guarantee, any type of guarantee in my contract. I don't even think I had paid. I hadn't gotten to my second contract yet, but I said, you know what? I don't care what happens. Like, I have to do something, right? To see it 4 years later, okay, boom, Breonna Taylor, boom, Ahmaud Arbery, boom, George Floyd, it's frustrating, man. It's a lot of people that, just like back then, felt hopelessness, that felt anger. And for me, that's how it feels when you see it, but you got to do something about it. You got to keep calling for justice, and make no mistake about it. That's what it is. It's about justice. That's what people want to see. I love the fact that, so I'm not gonna name call, but so many non-Black, non-African American players have reached out to me, Mike. What can we do moving forward? How can I help? Like how can I be involved? I want to understand and just want to have a conversation. I love it. I love y'all. I love everyone who's asking that question, who feels that way. The way you can help, and what I've told them, and I'll tell anybody, is moving forward, call for justice. And you do that. How you do that? You do that by putting pressure and holding accountable our elected officials on a state, local level to have swift action whenever police brutality happens. Those officers can't just get slaps on the wrist. It needs to be charges, convictions, firings, can't be paid leave, putting pressure on, the government to actually have swift action for justice. Not, we see far too many times, and African Americans, as a young African American male, we feel the hopelessness because we see people who aren't African American commit crimes way more egregious and get slaps on the wrist, get non-guilty convictions and stuff like that. And then we see African Americans time and time again on videos getting murdered, but there's no conviction, there's no arrest. So that's the issue. And that's what I'm feeling right now. And I know that's what a lot of people feel right now. So moving forward, I hope that answers your question. Call for justice. That's a way that people can lean in and help.
Adam Wexler?
Hey, Michael, good to see you again, and welcome back to
see ya.
Houston as well.
Hey,
We talked a lot about these issues, which is obviously at the forefront of everybody's mind, and you actually have relationships with leadership in this city, from Camp Mike T that you've done here. You know a lot of the city leaders, elected officials like you talk about, and you're getting to know the leaders within this organization, Bill and Deshaun Watson and other guys like that, kind of twofold on each side of that. What's your confidence in the leadership that I mentioned, that things can get done, that change can be enacted and followed through on in a positive way here in
oh,
Houston?
absolutely. Especially here in Houston. And one, I want to take the time to say this, to see what the city of Houston have already done, from hearing from the mayor, hearing from, the police officers and officials and chiefs that I had a relationship with, to say, like, no, we stand by the people in the city of Houston. We're walking with them, we're protesting with them, we're fighting for change right along with them. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee is like, there are already bills on the floor, and I'm interning with her. I know the work her and her staff, her chief of staff, they do on a daily basis to try to get real sustainable change done through the bills being passed. I love what Houston's doing. Houston is already, on the forefront of that, but it's one city. Now it's up to us to try to call for change in other cities, right? And I think that with the Texans, getting to know Bill O'Brien and just immersing myself in there, Deshaun Watson, Kenny Stills, heard JJ Watt, what he said. Just keep pushing, keep trying to get everybody else who are not in the city of Houston to understand, like, our city's doing the right work. We're on the right path, but we need to put pressure and try to hold all the other cities accountable as well.
Michael, what do you think about the owners, general managers, coaches, and a lot of white players speaking out now who refused to say a word when Colin Kaepernick was undergoing so much controversy?
It's a deep one. What I will say, John, this is a great question. What I will say is, real change is what everybody wanted to see, right? So admitting that in 2016, 2017, that's where we were. Just admitting that, saying that, that's where we were. And come 2020, there's been change of hearts. There's been change of mindsets. Now, can we ever recover from what happened in 2016, 2017, 18? Can we ever recover from that? I don't know, but I know moving forward, if these statements are genuine and true, I love the fact that these players are speaking out and reaching out now, and there's stuff we can do for it. Great. I think it does speak volumes to where we were, though. And we need to have a conversation, real conversations, and address that. And like Coach Bill O'Brien said, admit to the wrong that was done. Colin, myself, Kenny, Eric Reed, all the players around the league who chose to take a knee, it wasn't for us. It wasn't for our gain. It was for the people. It's for the pain that we've been experiencing, like Coach said. And being unjust and we just want justice. That's the goal. And again, I love all the players, and like you said, the GMs, the owners, the head coaches that are speaking out now. Okay, let's not co-opt the message. Let's not muddy the water of what it's all about. It's about justice. So the thing I think I heard from what he was trying to ask the reporter before you, John, was trying to ask, like, what can be done moving forward? It's calling for justice, equality for all. Yes. Speaking out for understanding and having conversations, great. But the end goal is justice, John. And that's what all these players who are reaching out, the GMs, head coaches, teams, the league, they can do, call for actual justice when it comes to police brutality. And then we can start talking about equality and all, and conversations for all.
We've got one more here, Michael. Terrence Harris. Oh, it looks like two more. Terrence.
Okay.
Hey, Michael. How's it going?
How you doing, T? I'm doing well, man.
All right. Hey, I just wanted to ask you, what is it like for you right now to be home right now during all this time when all this is going on?
Right.
What is it like for you to be home in your community and being able to deal with all of this, not from a distance?
Right. It's always great to be able to be with the people who are, in the grassroots level doing the work every single day. because then you really know what's needed. You know, when people ask, "Oh, what can I do?" Well, I know that this grassroots organization has been doing it for a long time, and this is how you can help. You can either donate time, money, like monetary donations and stuff to this organization, because that's who's really going to help. Try to create real change, right? Being on the ground here in Houston, okay, I know that Congresswoman Jackson Lee is pushing for this bill, and this bill is going to try to bring about change towards police brutality. So I can tell the people, like, look, on this level, this is what we have to do to vote, and this is who we should vote for. This is the bill, or the legislation we should be voting for. That's been how I can help. Right. I got my daughter who's she's 5 years old, about to turn 6, just graduated from kindergarten, and she sees it every day. And as a parent, sometimes you like, when is the right time to have those conversations with your kids? And you try to shelter it because you want them just to be a kid, just live their life. But at the same time, they see it, and you got to have those real conversations. Sometimes they're uncomfortable. So being in the thick of it, being home, it's being able to help with the grassroots level and say, hey, for everybody who's looking for something to do, how can they give back? I can help facilitate, like, look, this is where we need to go to try to actually have sustainable change and a sustainable impact in this community. And also, like, understanding my personal family, we're in the thick of it. I got to explain to my kids, like, this is what's going on and this is why.
Awesome. Last one. Mark Berman, close us out, please.
Michael, what was it like for you to watch your hometown, from the city officials to all the people who's turned out yesterday, about 60,000 people? What was it like to watch what the city of Houston did yesterday?
I mean, it was amazing. It was I had overwhelming pride for Houston. I felt like, okay, my city gets it. Our culture is so diverse, and to see everybody leaning in, like you said, from officials to regular citizens to all the people who have influence in the city of Houston, the police officers, everyone to lean in and go to the march and be involved with it. I mean, that just shows how much the city of Houston cares for what's going on. We care about our own. We care about we're consciously aware of what's going on in the country, and we want to see real change happen. So I love being a part of Houston. I'm looking forward to being a part of the change that's going to come. Whatever the role the Texans have, I want me to have in the process of creating a real change. Like that's the role I'm going to take. I'm going to try to bring in ideas. I'm going to speak with Kenny. I'm going to speak with the rest of the teammates and say, like, look, these are some I've seen from working with Congresswoman Jackson Lee that we can do. I'm going to listen to things that they have and ideas that they have on how we can try to help and be a part of this change, man. Be a part of real change here. Calling for justice.